Hey, J Mark Accento here, broadcasting to you from the end of the world. Here to say happy holidays. This time of year is a time to show what we are most grateful for, and we at TFEW are most grateful for our loved ones, our families, our friends, and of course for all of you. Your support has been absolutely immense. Those of you who have been tweeting about the show, Instagramming about it, Facebooking about it, I hope you've enjoyed and appreciated having your name as NPCs on the show. For those of you who've just been telling your friends about it, it all helps so very much. And we want to give back as much as possible and want to have you involved in the process as much as possible. So don't forget to tweet about the show and Facebook about it and Instagram it and tag us at TFEWcast and use the hashtag UnpluggedRising for a chance to get your name as a character on the show. And also, if you want to send us a direct message, email us at tfewcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Email us magic item recommendations for Mitch to implement into the show. Anything and everything you can do to really help us out would be incredible. This is just a little experimental passion project that, from my understanding, no one has ever done an actual play podcast like this before. And so your support's immense, and I'm grateful, and I know the rest of the cast is grateful. That's really it from me. I will hit you back after the show, but thank you again, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Happy holidays, everyone.
Previously on Tabletop for the End of the World.
If you're so inclined, kill this person and drop off their body, or bodies, and whatever they use to damage P-Cup 137.
And have you discovered the location of their chief?
They'd actually like to meet you.
Hail and well met, fair chief. Hi, I'm Twilight.
I will melt your face with my acid.
I finally found you.
Why would you think I would stop at eating goblin?
No, Jake! Jake! No!
You've proven yourselves resourceful. I may have a job for you.
Do you think you could find out more information about that rebellious faction?
The Unplugged are rising, and we are coming for you.
Good day, my lovely, lovely listeners. I, Robin, am back once again with your daily wisdom. Well, we had ourselves quite an exciting few days here at the station. Between a pathetic attempt to destroy one of our P-Cup drones and your many wonderful contributions to the cause, why, I feel like we are growing closer as a community. Which is why I would like to introduce a new community event for all our lovely Zoomers. In 3 months' time, we will be hosting a special event that our ancestors once called Burning Men. This wonderful event is set to bring us all together to celebrate the more natural things of our lives, like coming together, praising our beloved overseers, and burning effigies made by the human bodies of encroachers. Of course, this event was traditionally held outside of true reality, and now, thanks to Potreblatt Corporation's patented technology, we can continue that tradition by temporarily linking you all to drones! Oh, yes, that is right. For the first time ever, we are giving you, our loyal and magnificent customers, the opportunity to engage with the outside world, all from the comfort of your own home. After this upcoming message from our sponsors, I will absolutely tell you how.
Well, the dogs we used to have in TR had filter features on them. Let me tell you, They were nothing like the ones in the real world.
That's fascinating. I never actually went to the zoo. It seemed a little pointless. Now, you said you weren't even there when the purge happened.
Yeah, I had to...
Hey guys, I'm back. Thanks for waiting up. It's been a little hectic since moving shop.
All good?
No problem.
So are we all ready to get started? I've got exciting plans for...
Wait.
Oh, Jay, what's up?
Well, Kevin, did you get a hold of them?
Oh, you mean the people talking about taking down the drone? No. But I did find out that someone managed to take out one of the PCUP drones by the collapse quarter.
What? How?
I don't know. It sounded like they were just using some guns, but they left a message for everyone to hear.
Well, what was the message?
I don't know. A lot of it was garbled in the drone crash. But there are people who can fight back. I don't know who, but it could mean, well, something.
People who can fight back.
I could finally get those sons of bitches back for what they did to...
Hey, I don't... Not to be that guy, but, I don't have my generators fully charged today. Any chance we can hop in here and get started?
How can you think about the game right now, when we have a chance to...
There's nothing we can do right now.
But I could get my dogs, and we could...
Manny, he's right. Let's just take a second and breathe, okay? We know something is being done, and Kevin is doing everything he can.
Well, I'm trying anyway.
Fine, but you better figure this out.
I know. I'll try.
So, are we good? Great! Let's get started. I bring you guys back to the world. So let's see, if we remember what happened last time, you guys fought Hezekiah. He was a big ol' bear, or he turned into a bear when you thought he was dead. And you saved the remains of the Goblin Kingdom. You have been asked by the Goblin King to spend the night in the camp and celebrate the death of the Goblin's greatest foe. Or at least, greatest foe up to this point. You guys enter in on the village. It is assumedly nighttime, even though there's no like windows or very much around here, so it's just like what you assume is night. The village is decorated with small torches, additional torches, different from the ones they were using just to generally light the camp. These seem to be made of like bird bones, and they seem to be hand painted by the goblin children. You gather at the chief's tent on a large picnic table filled with small bowls that are half filled with these gray mushrooms. They're not like packed, but it seems like this is the food they have to offer.
I would like to roll, I guess, perception to see if this is actually edible.
Okay, I think that would be survival.
Survival.
Survival or nature.
I will roll survival.
I have that. Do I do that?
You may if you choose to.
I got a 9.
Alright, you're not sure. You don't know enough about mushrooms. You know that these look a little slimy, but you don't know if that's how it's supposed to be.
Which one do I roll for survival?
It's the one labeled survival. I think you actually have proficiency.
No, which
in
of these dice things?
Oh, D20s. D20s across the board.
D20 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
19 plus 3 equals 22.
Oh my god. So yeah, okay. You know that these are cave mushrooms. You know that they can grow on most kinds of stone. They don't grow very plentifully. The slime is normal, even though probably a little unappetizing. And these look like they have been ripened and stored for a while. So you get the sense that this is the goblins' like emergency supply, but it's a party and they want to thank you.
Oh.
The slime does help to make them go down quicker.
Oh, did you start eating it?
Do not worry, cursed bard. In my travels, I've seen similar things. It's not the best food, but it's technically food.
And Twilight looks at Torrin and like pokes at it and shrugs and downs it.
You poke it like bloom, bloom.
It's jiggly.
Yeah, so you guys eat, and you get the sense that this doesn't taste good, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't have a good mouth feel, as they say. But you do feel full. I mean, after eating enough of them, it's not like you ate one and then it's like, oh, this is great. No, it's like you eat a handful of slimy mushrooms, and you're not happy, but you're not, you don't have tummy rumblies anymore.
I mean, whenever I have tumbly rumblies, only hands would satisfy those.
Only hands would satisfy. Guess who's here with you? May.
Hezekiah's back. Oh no!
God no. May is here with you. She's eating with you. And she tells you guys, well, you guys did a good job. I think I'm going to stay with the goblins for a bit. I don't know too much about farming, but I might know more than they do, and these mushrooms they're all right. So I guess I could hang around here a while.
'Tis better than working for a murderous, fallen druid.
Yes, we didn't much like Hezekiah. We just kind of had to hang around him because he seemed to keep providing meat for us. I mean, we kind of knew it was goblin the whole time, but we didn't know what alternative we had, and we didn't know when he was going to turn on us and start eating us. So we just kept him happy and went along with it, and then you guys came along and you saved me.
Question.
Sure.
Have you...
You don't have to raise your hand. We're just talking.
I'm sorry. I just, and I lean into May, like, close in confidence, because I feel like this is something I shouldn't say out loud.
So, like, are you trying to keep someone from hearing this?
Yeah, like, our party can hear it, but I don't want the other goblins to hear, since I don't know who can understand common and who cannot.
As far as you know, only the chief can speak common.
And Jake. Yeah.
No, you remember you had comprehend languages on when you were talking to Jake.
Yeah.
Well, no, like, understand common, because Jake can understand common.
Oh, yeah, no, it seems like, all of them can understand common.
Yeah, so I'm leaning in to talk to May, and I go, so you haven't run into any, family members of your food, have you?
I don't know. It's not something they've been bringing up. They seem to think I'm with you guys right now.
Okay.
And I think I'm just gonna let them believe that.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
And then I look at May and like I'm gonna cast. This is just me messing with her. This is no roll. I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy, which is a spell. I was looking through the book you gave us. It allows me to do certain effects, kind of like prestidigitation. One of which is I can change the color of my eyes.
All right.
I'm gonna change my golden eyes to look to have pupils in them that grow really big, like they're excited, and I'm gonna go, but the meat was delicious.
So you give yourself anime eyes.
Yeah.
Just to mess with May's head.
Yeah. And then I stop and go, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. It was just a joke.
May is now frightened and she loses a turn in combat. Because the weight of her guilt has crushed her. You've done it, Jay. Good work.
Hooray!
So yeah, that's what May's been up to. After a while, the goblin chief, King Bossy, he claps his hands together at the foot of this... you're on like a big picnic table, one that's like... Clearly all of the picnic tables in the camp have sort of been like pushed together, like brought here and pushed end to end. And the king is at the end. And then you three are like on the other end, but there's not really enough goblins here so that it's difficult to hear him. The Goblin King claps his hands, and he starts speaking, and he says, and May's like, I got this, and she plays her sad harmonica a little bit, and she plays the same song 3 times, and you all get comprehend languages.
Oh, nice.
I was going to ask.
Say what?
I said I was going to ask if that was still active or if we had gone past the hour.
It's been way past the hour. You're like a whole day's worth of adventure later from our last point.
Okay.
The Goblin King seems to be telling the story of the Goblin Kingdom. He seems to be doing it for your benefit, but he had to do it in Goblish because, there's so many goblins here, it wouldn't really be fair. He says,
"This ever-expanding castle was the homeland of goblins great and small for uncounted generations. Partially because we don't believe in counting, and partially because there were a lot of us for a very long time. Everything was great until the sky caught fire."
And you hear all the goblins go like, "Ooh," like they've heard this before and they know when their cues are. Like, especially like the goblin children who are like, "Nya, nya, nya." The Goblin King continues.
"A powerful devil fell like a meteor into our lives. Wizards from a distant plane had banished him to our world, trying to be rid of him, but apparently unable to kill him. What they did not know, what they could not have known, is that we have our own version of time here. It is different. The sky was on fire for months."
And I intercede really quick, and I go, "Do you have your own sense of time because you don't believe in counting?"
All of the goblins look at you like, who's this guy? Like, who's interrupting the story right now? God. Like, they all look at you just a little bit and, like, squint at you, and then they all look back at the king.
And I just, like, I was, like, really proud of myself because I thought I was a good listener, and then I kind of, like, bow my head a little bit embarrassed.
Is there, like, some music playing in the background, too? Like some sort of half-broken lute thing?
May was listening instead of playing her harmonica.
Okay.
But, yeah, I guess maybe there's a goblin who's, like banging his hands on the table, like, giving a little drum beat. So, like, the best they can do is just kind of ham-boning it.
All right.
"The sky was on fire for months, and during that time, the devil recovered his strength, called upon his followers from the hells, and conquered our humble plane. Above us we watched as the faces of the 3 wizards responsible shifted slowly through their time. As long as the sky was ablaze, their banishment portal lay open. After months of bloodshed and slavery, the devil had finally prepared a trap that spanned our entire reality. He reached out with his magic and the strength of his forces, and pulled the wizards in, just as they had done only seconds before. They were exhausted, outmatched, and outplanned. The devil captured them easily, and now, somehow, he uses their magics to turn our royal lands into a hellish prison. That is how we find ourselves in this castle of illusion." And all the goblins bow their heads and start snapping.
Oh.
The King Bossy, he gets up and he jumps onto the table, and he walks over to you guys and just kind of like moves bowls aside, and all the goblins are like, "Man," but they move anyway. And he's like,
"I tell you this story because you seem to be men of strength, honor, and integrity. And I'm hoping that by... What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I'm hoping that by telling you these things, maybe one day we can put our hopes in you to change and get our place back. Because this kind of sucks right now. Do you know what I'm saying?
A way for us to find our way forward?
I do not, I'm sorry. we live here, and we weren't leaving here because there was a goblin-murdering bear man, and we were kind of all really afraid. We had like 10 people who could put up a decent fight.
So what kept you from leaving the area of the bear man? Fleeing?
Being murdered by a bear man. It seemed like our only defense was to cower, and every time we're attacked, hope he only takes like 1 or 2 of us.
Well, it's a valid response. Not quite as effective as
Any action at all?
We did what we could.
What you could wasn't good enough. That's why you needed us.
Yes, exactly, and that is why we bring you our feast. And he hands you like a little bowl of slimy mushrooms. Dig in. Thank you. Love you. The goblin children sort of they get up and they start bringing you like little bird bones they've painted, and they start leaving them like on the table around you guys.
I give myself the anime eyes again, and this time I look at Virt and I go, delicious. I'm just having a jolly old time.
Oh, I think these are the wrong kind of mushrooms for that, but
I just look at the bowl of mushrooms, look at Twilight, and then dump my bowl of mushrooms into his and keep looking forward.
You're so giving. You're so kind with your mushrooms. So that's the party. Things start winding down after a while. You play with the goblins. Between May and Twilight, you guys can provide a little music, a little bit of goblin dancing, which looks a lot like a violent mosh pit. Like, no matter how you swing it, this is just their culture, guys.
Do the kids dance in the violent mosh pit also, or do they have to be at the right age?
Well, what they do is everyone stands up and stomps on the ground a lot, and then just start swinging their arms, just like full extensions, swinging their arms and like spinning in circles. And a lot of times they hit each other, and that just seems to be how they dance. Like, no one's getting angry about it; they're just kind of smashing each other in the face.
So Twilight gets super excited by this notion and like is playing the lute and getting close enough to the mosh pit to not to get caught in it, and just is like shoving people into the circle because I think this is great.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
But first, do you have the ability to throw?
Yes. Cool. I got a 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay, yeah. You are able to avoid tiny goblin fists that veer close to you, and you take 0 damage.
Can I push Virt into the circle because I think it'd be hilarious?
Oh my!
You're about the same height. I feel like
your
you
knees
haven't
are
had
in
a chance
danger,
to
but
let
my
loose.
face is gonna get thwacked.
If you want to, then make an attack roll if you're serious about this.
Oh, I'm very serious about this. I think Virt needs to let loose. We haven't, like, he's always been studious and watching, and I think Virt has a wild side to him.
Oh boy.
Oh, that is a 21.
That's gonna beat Virt's AC. Alright, Virt, he pushes you into the mosh pit.
All
Can you
right.
make a dexterity saving throw, please?
That is a 14.
14. Yeah, no, you're gonna be okay. You're quite nimble, compared to the goblin children.
Torrin has one look at what happened, has one chuckle, and then lightly tries to Spartan kick Twilight into the mosh pit as well.
Ooh, alright, make an attack roll.
Rolling this 20, is there any modifiers?
Yeah, your unarmed attack roll, so I think it's just plus your strength.
Is it? I thought it was plus
My
proficiency
strength is
bonus.
plus
wasn't it?
3.
That'll do.
20 plus 3, 23.
You perfected?
Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
I'll roll my dexterity.
Yeah, well, hold on.
Maybe you should roll for your bones.
Yeah,
I
hold
didn't
on.
mean
Roll
to do
your
that.
roll your strength for me, Torrin. Or I'm sorry. What is your strength mod again? 3.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just say he kicks you really hard, Twilight.
How
you
much
take-
damage do I
Not
take?
enough to damage, but enough to just... Basically, he's going into that mosh pit, whether he wants to or not.
Non-lethally, but you rolled a nat 20. I got to do something.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take 3 damage, Twilight. just take 3. Like he kicked you in the back, and it like hurt your spine. Like you got like whiplash. You're like, huh!
Or no, not like whiplash. Just like he went flying and landed face down into the mosh pit.
Oh dear.
Okay, so here's how I want to roleplay this. I went flying and landed face down to the mosh pit, but because goblins are small, I'm still, even though I'm like on the ground, I'm still able to hold my loot high enough above their heads that it doesn't get damaged. So you just see a hand with a loot in the air and a bunch of like spinning tiny goblins.
Make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage means I roll twice and take the lower number?
Yes.
That's the one.
Okay. That is a 6.
Oh, okay.
Roll again?
Hold on. No. Hold on. I get to do a thing.
Oh no.
Do. Alright, you take 6 more damage.
Jesus Christ!
As goblin children smash on your face because they don't see you.
And Torrin's just there, standing on the outside, arms crossed, laughing, thinking it's all just in fun games.
Can you roleplay this laugh as Torrin for me? I really want to hear what Torrin's laugh sounds like.
We have good times.
Guys, I went from 16 to 7 hit points within the first 15 minutes of today's game.
Of non-combat,
Can you give me one more roll, J-Mark? Can you give me a performance check?
Oh god, okay. That I can actually do. Okay, so that is a 15.
Okay, you did not stop playing your lute during all of that.
Yes!
Okay.
I am the best bard.
I just had the idea of seeing Virt get shoved, and it's like, hey, I can do that too.
As you shove me in, Twilight like lands, and I'm still playing, and you just hear me yell, "Rule 5, bitches!" And I'm still playing, even though I'm in a lot of pain.
Hey, Virt, are you gonna dance in the mosh pit?
Yes, I'm gonna dance a little bit try to get towards one of the edges there, and then do a like a front flip to get out of the pit.
So less dancing, more creatively escaping.
Yes.
Okay, well let's do 2 rolls here.
Yes.
Give me an unarmed attack roll for your dancing.
Oh dear.
D20 plus strength.
Okay. That is a 5.
Oh, okay. So you don't manage to dance the goblin dance very well. You don't hit any children.
How dare you not hit any children?
Yeah, you didn't hit any children, dude. Jesus. And then let's do an
That'd be
acrobatics. Yeah. To get you out of here.
He's our wizard, right? Not the rogue.
Correct. Correct. That is a 12.
Okay, you don't do a front flip, but you do kind of like dodge roll on the ground.
Okay.
And it gets you out of the mosh pit, and you're gonna be okay.
I more imagine instead of a flip, he just does like how the kids try to do a roll, but it still works.
All right, everyone.
Slowly rolls on his back, then gets up.
Yeah. Okay. So the party starts winding down now. It's been like a few hours. Roll your initiative for me.
That's the 20, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Does that get modifiers?
Yes, you have an initiative stat. Should be top middle of your sheet.
That's a 14 for Virt.
Crap, right. -1.
Oh, that's right. Torrin is a slow lizard.
I got a 20, not natural.
Okay,
oh, my
so
the
I guess
laziest paladin.
I was just using that to figure out who goes
4
first with this.
-1, so 3.
Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna go Twilight, Virt, Torrin for this.
And what's happening? Are we fighting?
What's happening is no, you're not fighting. I was just using that as a clever way to pick a turn order here. What I have is some scenes for each of you to do because you guys are gonna level up.
All right.
You ate some food. You got some rest. You guys are gonna level up.
Got a little high.
Cool.
Got a little low.
I mean, I immediately undid the rest for Twilight, but yeah, we rested.
Yeah, right now you're all like you're damaged because it was a baller party and like of course. So Twilight, you're gonna sit down and take a break. Yeah, you're covered in sweat and the footprints of goblin children. and you're just going to be kind of like quietly playing your lute off to the side. The party's winding down. The children are going to bed. There are still some like goblin women up and around. Some of them are eyeing you, but that's mostly like hero worship, you know. May sits down next to you. And she says, you know, you guys really helped me out and got me away from a real bad situation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we were just trying to eat. I don't think we deserve that much credit. Where's Froggy at?
He's been partying. I think he's drunk right now. I think the mushrooms affect orcs differently.
Oh dear. Okay. But yeah, no, look, I don't think I even have had a chance to breathe. I think this is our first time that we've had a chance to breathe since getting here, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And you've been here for forever, right? Like, how long have you been here?
About a year.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's been a day for us. It's been a lot. But I'm glad you're okay, May. You seem pretty cool.
Thanks, man. And you seem pretty cool too. And that's why I wanted to thank you for helping me out. I am a part of an organization of bards who believe in the power of telling stories. Do you know where I'm coming from with this?
I think so. What are you getting at?
The Bard College of Lore is an organization of which I am a member. Sorry, I guess I'm a little nervous. I wanted to thank you guys for saving me, and I might not be able to do something for the two of them. She motions to Virt and Torrin. But I think I can do something for you, Bard to Bard.
Okay.
I would like to make you a member of the College of Lore. And
You want me to join your Niart school?
Yes, we don't really talk about it like that. We're proud to be part of the College of Lore.
And like I cross my arms and like I tilt my head to the right and I tilt my head to the left. I'm really thinking about it and I go, "Ooh, do I get a read?
A read?
Do I get to read? I are there books? I love reading."
Yes, we in the College of Lore believe that we are the historians. It's up to us to make sure that the stories of the world are told. It's why it's our sacred duty to memorize all of the lore, the songs, the stories, and be sure to tell it to others so that their stories can live on and everyone can get just a little piece of immortality.
Okay. What do I have to do? Do I have to sign my name in blood or
Whoa.
Is there
What?
I don't know. Is there an initiation, sir? Look, listen, you know, life was pretty rough growing up, okay? You got to do what you got to do to survive. But what do I have to do to join the College of Lore? Do I have to write a book? I don't really want to write a book. I guess I could write a book. I could write a really interesting one about
Just sing me a song about you. Tell your story to the college and become a part of it. And then from then on, it'll be your duty to tell other people's stories, to learn them and make sure they live on.
Okay. Right now?
Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't have to be good.
Okay.
It just represents you.
Okay. Okay, I do okay. My name is Twilight. It's the name that I chose. And as we're role-playing this, Twilight is going to slowly pick up confidence and go more into like an actual singing voice. So he pulls out his lute, he starts strumming, and he goes, I once was alone, and then things got better. Okay. I once was hanging out, going through the world on travels. But then I met Dawn, and we went and won some battles. I do not know where she went, and I traveled for my friend.
You start
But
getting a little harmonica background coming in.
okay, and I continue strumming my lute. But I know that if I move on, I know that I can't do wrong. And so I'm here today. Okay, that wasn't great. I could write a better one.
No, it was perfect. It was from the heart.
Okay. I'm more of like a storytelling rather than a sing-songy, but I hope that was alright.
I will remember your story. And from here on out, you're a member of the College of Lore. And she holds out her hand for you to shake.
Okay, and I shake her hand.
And from now on, it's your job to remember other people's stories. So you have you now leveled up. You've reached level 3, and at level 3, you join a Bard's College, and you join the College of Lore.
Awesome. And yeah, I've learned some cool stuff that I can play with that.
Yeah.
So I would like to spend the rest of my time, I guess, kind of hanging out with May, learning about the College of Lore, and I think that would be kind of my role-playing way to figure out, like, what other stuff I can do from joining the College of Lore. So maybe the rest of this time is spent with, like, May and I in long discussion while she's teaching me, like, different stuff.
Perfect. And while you're doing that, we are gonna...
And that's why I no longer have to tidy up after a proper cleansing. Well, now wasn't that fun? It's not often we get to give commercials in the form of stand-up comedy, but the Potre Black Cleaning Company assures us that while their job is messy, it doesn't come without its share of bloody good fun. Oh, why, I've done it and said another pun! Why, it would seem the PCC commercial has rubbed off on me. I mean, did you hear about the encroacher's career path after being brutally decapitated? He couldn't get ahead in life.
Virt, how are you enjoying the party so far?
Well, see, Virt would probably not have finished all of the mushrooms. Yeah,
sure.
Well, been there. So, the goblins, have they got like water or some sort of like drink or something?
As you you look around for something to drink. You see like it's a bucket with like a hole, and that hole's got like a little bit of a spout coming off of it. It's over by these vases of old looking plants. And as you look at the plants, you realize they're not old, they're just like very poorly kept.
Okay.
Like so that it's like 4 or 5 like large vases, like large enough that you could probably fit inside of them if they were empty, but they're full of dirt, and they've got like little like brown stalks of the attempts at planting growing out of them, and there's like this bucket of water next to it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and have a quick little thirst quencher. Does the water smell bad first?
No, doesn't smell bad. Smells okay. Smells drinkable.
All right. Try a little bit of that.
Yeah, no, you drink some water. You lift the bucket up and put the spout to your mouth, and you drink out of it. And as you're doing that, you hear a chuckle from behind you, and it's King Bossy.
Well,
I see. Well, I guess it can't all be for the plants. Not that there's much point
And he brushes a hand over like a brown leaf.
I see you found our little secret here. We've been trying to farm so that we wouldn't have to survive off birds and slimy mushrooms.
Well, I mean, that's a laudable thing. These plants, how have you been tending to them?
Well, we know you're supposed to water them every couple of weeks. And we filled the vases with dirt. There's not a lot of dirt in this castle, but we were able to pick a lot off of our own bodies. And then I think we're supposed to just wait.
Well, why not try taking some of the bones and crushing them up and sticking them in there?
Why?
Well, it'll help the plants.
Well, you see, I'm not a very wise king. I wasn't supposed to be king, you see. There was a lot of things that happened that made me the oldest remaining goblin. I just kind of became king. So I'm not very good with these kinds of things.
Well, you haven't had the opportunities to learn about these types of things. I've run across a lot of different types of books and places. Are there any places around here, incidentally, that have books or tablets or any kind of knowledge written down?
A book, you say?
Kind of like this. And he taps the book that's on his belt.
He looks at it. He motions to see if he can hold it.
Yeah, Virt hands it over.
Yeah, and he opens it up. And you notice he's holding it upside down. And he's nodding like
yes.
He closes the book and he hands it back to you.
Back on the belt.
He says, I
don't know what that was.
Have you seen anything kind of like it, though?
Never in my life.
Fair enough.
Although I have seen the many signs and symbols etched onto the papers of your book. Although I thought it was weird that they were upside down. Usually this is drawn like this, and he like scratches like something onto the floor with his cane, and it's sure enough, it's one of the symbols in your wizard book, or your sorcerer's book, but upside down. You see, I was a pretty good spellcaster back in my heyday.
Is that a fact?
Oh, sure. That's why I thought I'd be the one who could tend these plants. But it was not to be. And my magic's more for healing the body, and I can shoot this cool fire thing.
Fire's fun.
Fire's so fun. You see, I have no idea what to call my magic. I've heard stories about wizards and warlocks and what have you, but I don't know what I really qualify as. Magic has just always been my ally. Let me tell you something about magic.
And he clearly sits down like he's going to launch into a long story.
If you trust it, it'll be your friend. If you trust magic, it'll do whatever you need. If you let it.
And do you sit down and listen to the rest of his long story? I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, I do.
Yeah. So, you're even, taking notes. What he's describing to you over the course of the next couple hours is ways in which he's been able to manipulate his individual spells. He only seems to know, 2 or 3 actual magic spells, which is leagues above the other goblins. But he tells you about times when he's done all kinds of unusual things with it, where he's let the magic sort of run wild and do its own thing, and it's helped him do amazing things he didn't think he was capable of. Where his fireball spell has curved around people, or been larger when he needs it to, smaller and more precise when he needs it to. How his healing has been more or less effective as need has demanded. And he's what you realize he's teaching you about is that magic has this own sort of living element to it. And you, at the end of this story, you level up, and you've now learned meta magic, which is it's what you get as a sorcerer at 3rd level, and it's the ability to manipulate the magics around you and the magics you're casting to accomplish specific tasks. And there's like 6 or 7 things you can do with meta magic that change the way your spells work. And yeah, you've leveled up now. You're level 3.
Excellent.
And so we're gonna go to Torrin now. Torrin, how are you enjoying the party?
Just looking on, looking around, keeping an eye out for any more hidden dangers.
Ooh.
Slightly judgmental sometimes.
Judgmental of what?
I don't know. I'm a paladin. Isn't that what we do?
Possibly. Like what? Like you're seeing like the goblins and you're like, you're too short.
No, just of how can they live in this darkness not knowing the light?
That's an interesting point. So you're like kind of just like standing there, like keeping guard.
Mm-hmm. Arms crossed, just looks like your normal bouncer.
Mm-hmm. So while you're doing that, you notice someone has come up and kept guard next to you, and it is Jake the Goblin. He's got some bandages over his throat where Hezekiah took a chunk out of him, but he has decided to come stand next to you.
Hello, tiny creature. I see you still live.
He's still speaking Goblish.
Oh, is it past the hour of comprehend language?
It's past the hour, but you could easily go, like, just ask someone to help you out.
Just shout out across the room, "Hey, languages!"
And you hear, like, in the distance, you hear, like, and you get that little, like, zap to your brain, and now you can understand what Jake's saying. He's like, I just wanted to say thank you. You and your team really changed the lives of everyone here, and you've given my children a future.
All we did was help stop an evil druid, and I melted the head of an idiot rogue.
Yes. Oh, you melted him good. Oh, it was hilarious. But I also wanted to say thank you for saving me. I hadn't meant to jump into the fray like that. I was just trying to protect people. Well, protect goblins. I don't know what really came over me.
Never question that. Trust your instincts. To protect those you care about, be willing to lay your life down and slaughter as many enemies as you can.
Is it really protecting them to slaughter others? Is that what protecting is?
To kill those who would kill you? I'd say so.
Strox. Sorry. Holy shit. That's so good.
Jake looks up at you. He's like, How do you keep doing it? How are you able to slaughter your enemies when you need to?
I look into myself. My past is one of loss and tragedy. I traveled a great distance. I was almost at the edge of losing my own life. When my lord, and that's when Torrin clutches his holy symbol, he appeared before me. And yes, I know that is unusual to some of these paladins here, but my lord, he appeared before me in form. He heard my story, and he gave me the strength to move on and to fight back. My enemies may have slaughtered my village, but I sure as hell can slaughter them right back now. And that's when I flex.
And as you flex, a light emits out of your holy symbol. And you hear the voice of Hercules. And he says, hey man, oath received. Totally. And then the light fades out. And Jake says, what was that?
That was my master giving me my true calling.
You mean the power to slaughter your enemies?
Yes, I have now taken my oath. No matter where evil may find itself, when vile forces would strike down the innocent, when those who have committed a grievous sin, I will be there. Purity is not nearly as important as delivering true justice.
I think I would like to be able to do that, to slaughter the enemies of the goblins.
And I kneel down to look him in the eyes. You can too. Work on it. Grow stronger. Learn combat. And believe in the strength of Hercules, and he may believe in the strength of you.
He says, he kneels down. He reaches up to touch your holy symbol, and he says, I believe in the strength of Hercules. And you actually notice, like, between the static you get from, like, his gobblish coming out and the comprehend languages filling in the gaps for you. He actually said Hercules in common. And he touches your holy symbol, and as he does, it lights up again. And there's a little flash of light, much like the one similar to what you saw the day you first became a paladin. And Jake, then you both stand up at the same time, and he says, I think I'm ready.
I believe you are.
I feel driven to go make some armor.
You will need it.
I'll be back. Yes. And he's kind of like out of it. He looks exhausted. And you see him walk away back to that tent, the tent at the edge of the camp where the cage was being repaired. And that's it. You have leveled up. You have reached level 3. You have taken an Oath of Vengeance, which as a paladin affords you some unique paladin abilities.
Where would I write that down in?
I will go over all of your character sheets. For now, what you need to know is that you are level 3. And that reminds me, all of you gain some maximum HP.
Oh. How does that work?
If you look in the handbook, you all get a number of HP equal to your hit die plus your constitution modifier. So, let's see. Torrin, I've got yours up first. You're going to roll a d10 and add your constitution modifier. Or if you don't want to roll, Torrin, if you don't want to risk it, you can just take a 6 plus your constitution modifier.
I rolled 8 on the d10.
Well, there you go. And your constitution mod is
1.
a 1. So, yeah, that plus 1.
So,
that adds
9 plus the current maximum of 19.
Mm-hmm. So, 28. Let's find
But I'm
Bard,
guessing my current hit points still stay at 19 because we haven't healed up to that point.
Don't worry about it right now. You can just go to full. I was just doing a silly thing.
Okay.
I was being a little silly Willy.
Mine is 1d8 plus Constitution, which is a 0, and
so yeah, that plus your Constitution mod.
Yep, and I rolled an 8.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I got really lucky. I was like, okay.
Good for you. Good for you. And then
thanks, Dad.
Aw, buddy. And then for Virt,
it's a d6.
D6 plus Constitution.
Mm-hmm. And that was a 4 plus 1, so an extra 5.
Cool. All right, so yeah, you've all leveled up now. You all get specific abilities for this. I believe all of you learn a few new spells, especially Torrin, who's going to get his Oath of Vengeance spells. And I will give you guys whole spell sheets later when I feel fancy. So the party has finally begun to wind down, and you guys seem to be getting ready to go to bed here.
Well, while everyone's getting ready to go to bed, Twilight's just in the corner going. and just like having his own mini loot rave, like with May.
You're playing Daruda Sandstorm on a lute and a harmonica.
Hell yeah.
Okay, May passes out from not being able to breathe.
Fair.
Virt is actually still over by the plants. Is anybody looking or near Virt's location?
No. Everyone else is kind of retired. King Bossy's old. He went to bed first.
Well, yeah, okay.
You guys seem to be like the last ones awake in the goblin camp.
Virt's scribbling in his book. He looks up. He looks over at the plants. He looks over at where May and Twilight are doing their thing. He cocks his head to the side, and then he just disappears. If anybody's watching,
I'm sorry.
He just disappears.
To do what?
No, he like if anyone's watching him, he's not there anymore.
Oh, did you cast invisibility?
I did indeed, but that's not what anyone see. I mean, they see him disappear.
I see. Yeah. Okay, you are invisible. What do you do with that?
And then he says, "Huh. Well, that's interesting."
I like that.
Okay, so yeah, you are incidentally invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that you were experimenting with your meta magics?
Yes, and that's he was messing around with it. He kind of let the magic take over, and then popped out.
Okay, tight.
Yeah.
No, that's actually really cool. So yeah, you are invisible for right now. I believe invisibility lasts for 1 hour. I'm not sure how it affects. I gotta look at the meta magic table to know if it's any different. But yeah, you are invisible. So Darude Sandstorm and invisibility and Torrin, are you still standing guard?
I have my shield equipped on my arm. I'm just have my hand on my sword, close my eyelids for a second, and then open them, and you can just see more resolve and undertones of just anger and ready and willingness to slay.
All right. Make a let's make a Constitution check. You're just your D20 plus Constitution mod. Because right at the moment when you open your eyes, Debilika's in your face.
17 plus 1, so 18.
Yeah, she's suddenly in your face when you open your eyes, and you don't flinch at all. And she motions, like she puts a finger to her lips, and she motions you to follow her.
I begrudgingly follow her, but have one hand. But I just keep my sword and shield at the ready.
Cool. Yeah, she leads you into the tent where Twilight is playing Darude Sandstorm over a passed out May. And then she comes into the tent and is like, "Whew, okay. Where is Virt? Where is Virt? Where did Virt go?" So she sees Torrin, and she's just like, "Just wait here. I'll be right back." And she phases through the tent, like she just smashes into the tent wall, and it just whoop, 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 she goes right through.
She's dubstep.
She dubsteps through the wall. Yes.
Twilight hears the wub sound and goes, "That gives me an idea."
Oh no!
and then Twilight invents dubstep. And that's canon now. Yeah, Debilika's like flying over the camp, and she flies right to you, Virt, even though you're invisible.
Okay.
And she says, she motions for you to follow her. She's like, come here.
Why?
I'll tell you when we get to the tent.
You know I don't like you.
I get that a lot. Come here.
He plops down and sort of begrudgingly follows her.
Okay, so she leads you all into the tent, and she she gathers you all around to like look at her so that you're all looking at her, and she steeples her fingers and she says, "Okay, this is awkward for me. I kinda expected you guys to be dead by now. Don't be offended by that."
Oh, wait. And Virt pops back into view.
Ah! Twilight shows like, holy, oh god, what the, who the, how the, okay.
Torrin just nods and does a like kind of wave.
Like, yeah, you were surprised, but you're not gonna let anyone see it.
Yeah. So
So that's new.
And Twilight starts poking Virt to make sure he's not a ghost.
Yeah, he is in fact solid. He is not a ghost.
Eyes him suspiciously.
Can you pay attention?
Okay, I'm listening.
Whew. Okay. Composure, Debilika. Composure. Okay. Now, I see a lot of day one scrubs come through here. It's not my fault you popped into the outdated armor room instead of the, actually, every tile is a trap glyph room. Anyway, you guys are making me fall way behind on my inbox, so I'm gonna do something I shouldn't do and offer you a deal. Nothing sinister, I'm just gonna talk. My job is prisoner management, and yes, it's mainly about keeping turnover high, but some bozo in acquisitions pulled an undead for whatever reason. Then you guys appeared. I was getting kind of frustrated, so I let him go for a bit. I figured as soon as you were all murdered by an army of living armors, I could get back to him. Then these shrivelly turds had to drop a cage through literal stone for you. Sorry. So she looks around, she reaches out her hand, and she seems to put her hand over something that you guys can't see. And then she continues quietly. Look, this maze is pretty rough for mortals, but even devils can be dim sometimes. There are special keys for the dumb ones to help them navigate the illusions. Help me clean up this undead before he can cause any trouble that might end up on my record, and I'll show you where you can get one of the keys.
I want to roll my insight to see if I can actually trust her.
Go ahead, roll your insight.
17 plus... Ooh. 4. 21?
Wow. Yeah, you're noticing, there are some changes to her expression from how she's usually talked to you. Her face and her eyes look a little more desperate, like a little more, a little watery, a little shiny. Like this is coming from a place of humility, and there's a little bit of reluctance to it. So you think that this might be coming from, this might be true. Everything she's telling you, this might be coming from a real place.
I look at Virt and Torrin and go, I don't know why, but she's on the level.
So, this whole time you kill us, but we managed to survive and now you need us?
I know, it's like the worst case scenario, but it would help me out, and if you help me out, then I can help you out, you know, guys?
Give us the key first.
I don't have one. I'm not one of the idiots, but I can show you where to get one.
Well, here's how I'm seeing this. You're not real good at this part of your job, and clearly you're going to have some problems with this other part of your job. What makes us what is to prove to us that you can actually deliver on this promise here?
Oh God, okay.
You haven't come through so far for anybody, essentially.
Devils are known for their lies.
Well, that too.
I'll tell you what. I'll prove to you that while you guys are helping me out, the devils will... Some of the devils can lay off of you for a time.
And what about after? How do we know you don't give us the key and we have free reign of this castle, and then you just send the devils after us to kill us and it doesn't matter?
Because your suffering has to be self-inflicted. I can't send anyone after you. That's the rules. So what do you think? You help me out, and I'll show you that while you're working for me, you get a little breathing room.
Well, on the flip side, what's the down part here?
I have one condition.
Fine.
And I look at Debilika, like, straight in the eyes.
Oh, no.
And I say, you have to actually let me be your best buddy.
There it is.
Oh.
Torrin just puts his fingers to his forehead and just shakes his head.
You have to say it and you have to mean it. I have to feel it.
Ooh. Pushing me, I see. Okay. Okay. What was your name again?
Twilight.
Okay. Twilight?
Yes, Debilika.
You are my best friend.
Yay! I'd hug you if you weren't ephemeral. And, like, I go over and I, like, hug where her body would be, and, like, I leave enough of a gap so it's, like, a real hug.
She, Virt and Torrin, you can see behind, she puts an ephemeral hand around him and gives him, like, a light, like, tap on the back, and her fingers just sort of go, like, whoop, whoop, whoop through him. And you can also tell, like, from her face, like, she hated doing that.
I'm on board.
Well, at least that's one thing
Get
delivered.
away, please. Thank you. Get away.
I step back. It's like, that's right. Best buddies respect consent.
Okay. Well, now that we're all on the same page, the undead you need is called a wight. It is a zombie, and you see when a zombie needs to do more than shambling or drooling, a powerful enough entity can make sure the zombie keeps its intelligence from when it was alive. That's a wight. Our problem is that the spirit of the thing is almost impossible to destroy, so after you kill the body, the damned thing just comes back. We're going to change tactics. You're going to be my ground team. You guys are going to find the wight and capture it. Then take it to the Devil Knight for incarceration. You can mess it up all you need to, and be careful, because it's crafty. Just don't kill it, because then you have to find it all over again. Okay?
So you're telling us you want us to capture an undead alive?
Yes. Well, you know, whatever passes for alive with them. But yes, that is the long and short of it. Okay?
Oh.
Best buddies?
Like, Twilight's giggling in the corner. He's so excited.
Could be some interesting research opportunities here.
She puts her head in her hands and is just like, So, get started in the morning?
Yeah, that sounds fair. I need a rest from when I got beat up by a bunch of goblin kids.
It was a wild
makes
party.
sense. Oh. Hey, best.
She hears that and is like, oh god, you did almost get murdered just by goblin children.
Hey, best buddy. So I would like to get ready to go to bed. I'm gonna yell over at Debilika. Hey, best buddy, could you read me a bedtime story?
Don't have any books. All right, bye. Good night.
Hey, wait, I've got one right here.
She slurps through the ceiling of the tent.
I love that everyone's trying to make her do this.
I just want to do something or have a quick moment with Twilight.
Okay.
Torrin just walks up puts one hand on your shoulder and looks you in the eyes and says, I have seen something today that has made me rethink some of my unfortunate biases.
Was it my sweet jams? And I start playing Sandstorm again.
I smack your hand. No.
Oh, okay.
If my Lord Hercules can accept even a goblin, then I believe, even after all of our fights, you have shown no malice and no hints of betrayal. I don't fully trust you, but I am willing to fight alongside you further.
How tall is Torrin?
6'6".
6'6". Okay, so I reach my hand up as far as I can and try to like reach up to his snout, and I just go, boop, and that's it.
And just for what would be a touching moment, you just hear.
Everyone's begrudging Fred. So you guys get some sleep. You all go back up to full health, to your new health totals.
Awesome.
And in the morning, Debilika rouses you. It's still dark outside because, there's no natural sunlight coming in here, but everyone suspects it is currently morning. All right, Debilika wakes you up. She's like, okay, best buddies, time to go. She offers to wake you all up. She can't like touch any of you, but she's like snapping in your faces. And you guys all wake up. You put on your packs. And as you are heading out, you see that the whole village has woken up to see you off.
You can't stay.
We have further travels, and an unfortunate task for a vile devil.
Well, we have nothing else to offer you. Except we could pull out our teeth and give you our teeth. Would you like our teeth?
And Twilight goes, oh, hell yeah!
Okay, King Bossy pulls a tooth out. Just, like, no effort at all.
Torrin just slightly shoves Twilight. No!
But,
Oh.
Souvenir! And it would be rude to say no.
Oh, okay.
And wait, can I take his tooth and, like, fashion it into a necklace, like, real quick?
Oh, of course.
Awesome. So I do that.
He's like, oh, good. Then he hands it over. He's like, good, because otherwise that would have looked really silly.
And so yeah, the whole village is out to see you guys off. You notice Jake is in the crowd. He has fashioned a kind of heavy armor out of the iron bars of the cage. He's it's like a mix of like leather with iron bars stuck on it. It looks like it's way too heavy for him, but he seems to be wearing it with like pride.
Aww.
Torrin just nods his head in acknowledgement.
He nods his head back to you.
I make my way over really quick and look at Jake. I go, hey, I'm really glad you didn't die back there. And even though I don't know what he's saying, I feel like I get it.
Yeah, but he puts a hand out and like taps you on the leg, like.
He tapped me on the leg?
He tapped you on the leg. He's short.
Oh, okay.
But he's like the equivalent of like putting your hand on someone's shoulder, but he's like.
Oh, okay, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Remember, goblins are tiny creatures, and you're not.
Right. And I put my hand on his shoulder instead of his head because I don't want to bring attention to his height in a negative way. And I just look at him and I go, "You stay safe." And then I give him a hug.
He says. Which seems to be the polite, appropriate response.
Okay.
And so Debilika looks at you guys and she says, all right, everyone, we're off to Balderdash. And she starts floating away into the distance. And that is what I have for this session.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was yeah, that was cool as hell. That was different. I can't believe I got hurt and we didn't technically get into combat. Did I heal? Like, we slept, right? So yeah. I have my hit points back?
Yeah, he said you healed back up to your new current hit point maximum.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That would have been terrible. Okay, I'm really sorry about this, but it's been in my head this whole time. I know I know that we agreed not to share any of our locations because of safety, but are any of us at all near the collapsed quarter?
I am.
Really? That's great. Can you check it out?
That might be a bit complicated.
What are you, a coward? Just go and check it out.
Strox, Manny, calm down.
Yeah, I'm in a rad bunker right now, guys. I barely have the equipment to suit up and survive the radiation enough to check out the collapsed quarter.
It's worth the risk.
Whoa, no.
Oh, hey, man.
No.
That's dangerous.
We just had a really nice moment together. What the hell are you doing?
Seriously, Manny, what did they do to you?
You can't just go on deciding other people's lives like that, Manny. How could you even possibly...
They took everything from me!
They took everything from all of us.
Guys, we all lost something.
I just don't understand. We just had a really good experience with each other, and then you had to go and make it into something that it doesn't have to be. Yeah? Where are you at right now? You're surrounded by a bunch... Yeah, I lost stuff too, okay? We all lost something.
Guys! Just give me some time. I'll figure it out.
That was fun. I haven't laughed like that in... Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. How is it that you can use your drones? Well, our beloved overseers here at Pocherblatt have several hundred reconnaissance drones left over from the Encroacher War. We will be sending each of you a passcode in your proto-mail that will give you temporary event access to your drone, along with a cute character backstory. For example, I got my passcode early, and I can tell you my drone is named Snuggles. His favorite fuel type is radon, and he has 40 confirmed kills. Aww, they gave him little googly eyes. We have set up a course for you that looks exactly like a broken down city. And what's more, you will be able to find virtual targets. Now, for your fancy, these targets can be made to look like almost anything. Want to burn down a forest of pixies? Go for it. Want to set as many dogs on fire as you can? Yes, please. There will be something for everyone, all made for your comfort. We will release more details in the coming weeks, but I hope to see you all there, which I should, because the overseers have deemed it so. Stay tuned for the delightful wails of sacrifices to the Burning Men festivals of our past. Thank you, and keep living your truth.
Hey, J-Mark Accento again. Just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to that episode. We're getting ready to go into our next big arc, which means that there will be a lot of opportunities to have your name on the show. So don't forget to send out those tweets, those Facebook messages, make those Instagram posts. And also, I wanted to mention early on, but if you listen to the end, here it is. Not everyone has a home to go to for the holidays. And so if you have dear friends who maybe not have the best home life, maybe not have the best relationship with their family for whatever reason, whether it be their sexuality or some choices they made in life, be there for them. Be the person that shows them that they are loved and they are cared for. Because while this is a time to celebrate, it is also a time to share love. Thank you again for listening to the episode. If you want to join our Discord, links are on our Facebook page. We have an ever-growing community. We have opportunities to play Fallout 76 with everyone, Overwatch with everyone, stuff like that. We're actually doing a Fallout 76 run with me playing as Twilight and I named my in-game character Debilika, which is just my kind of goofy little thing. And yeah, our next episode will go live in 2 weeks, so December 7th. And that episode's already recorded, so we already have some character names in there and some new things popping up. And we've been doing a lot of talking through how we can make the show better and better, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Anyway, that's it from me. I will see you all soon online and listening and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you later. And remember, the overseers are always watching.